Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
Welcome one and all to Dice Company, the Ungovernables, where a different group of old friends weave tales of glory, success and misery under the guise of playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Tom and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of this band of butler-slaying bastards. Butler-slaying bastards, please introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters.
Hi, I'm Scott. I play Bardal Schultz, and Bardal's fun fact this week is that he'd never really thought about Curious' feet before because he wears boots, so it hadn't really occurred to Bardal that anything was suspicious. But then when the engagement with the boat previously, and Curious' mentioning of his hooved feet, Bardal is now very confused about how he's wearing boots, and spends quite a lot of his time while walking through the corridor just kind of staring at Curious's feet and wondering what's going on down there. But he's going to figure it out, but he's going to try and be delicate when he does it. Doesn't want to offend the knife-throwing tiefling, but yeah, it's on his mind.
They are hoovy booties.
We now need a deep dive into what they actually look like.
Well, I'm assuming they just look like boots, but like bits of it are filled in so that when you slide your hoof in, it fills up the rest, which then allows you to move, right?
Yeah, pretty much. They're like coin purses.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Bardal just thought they were boots until you brought it up in casual conversation, and now he's bamboozled.
You've got mittens for your feet.
I don't know how to explain it.
You don't have to explain yourself to him. You're living your life.
No, it's just on his mind. It's just on my mind, mate. You don't even know that I'm thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it.
I'm just stealthily clomping along with my hooved feet.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing a 5'10" fighter named Egbert, and my fun fact is that I was given two swords, because I fight with two swords, by Bardal. And Bardal said to me in very wise words that every good weapon needs a good name. So I decided to call my longswords, two longswords, lefty and righty. Realising after the fact that these are identical, realised that this could cause a big problem. So Egg decided to inscribe an L and an R on his swords to make sure that he had them in the right hands at all times.
I love it.
It's so good.
I probably should have been clear. These are on the hilt. But he's wrote the L and the R on the hilt of the sword.
Okay.
Quite like the idea of seeing Egg pre-fight. Like, we get a surprise fight and him taking a look at both of his swords beforehand to make sure they're in the right hand.
Oh, we've got them in the wrong hands.
Don't you worry. I will use an action to swap hands if I need something.
Oh, sorry, God, they're in the wrong one. Oh, there we go.
Hi, my name's Sai. I am playing Curious Midnight, a tiefling rogue. Fun fact, Curious wasn't born with his soul knife powers. When he was in his late teens, he witnessed a hugely traumatic event during which he blacked out. When he awoke, he felt different. From then on, whenever he was threatened living on the streets, he found himself able to psychically produce his magic blades. Through the years, he has trained to hone his skills, taking full control of them, and able to manipulate them at his will, adding more fuel to the fire to his perception of being the devil.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm playing Knight. And Knight's fun fact, part of his anger management therapy is different ways to sort of control and keep it bottled. He was looking around for different things he could do. Obviously, his martial arts forms were fairly helpful to begin with. But then obviously he started getting images of fighting people and hitting people, so it started to go a bit pear-shaped from there. So then he started carving dragon chess pieces. So he found that taking different woods and stones and sort of whittling them down into dragon chess pieces was quite cool. And then he got a bit of a flavour for the game, started enjoying that. So now he's always on the lookout for a dragon chess partner to play with.
Nice.
Absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Do any other characters play dragon chess? Can he find a new partner? The people need to know.
I definitely play dragon chess. I don't know what it is, but I am playing it. That sounds amazing.
You're murder hobos who all play chess. You're like enigmas wrapped in riddles, smothered in mysteries. Is there a specific piece that he's carved that he likes, or is there presumably the knight?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big fan of the knight. He thinks the rook is okay, and the bishop's all right. A bit pompous, but all right.
Drama.
But yeah, no, he appreciates all the pieces, and he appreciates the strategy of the game. So, he understands the value of a pawn could, in the right circumstances, be as valuable as the knight itself.
Hi, my name's Mickey. I'm playing Shaq, who is a dominant orc barbarian. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, but is one of loyalty and love, and will fight your back if you earn his trust. One thing that's fun about Shaq is that his primal ferocity is so fierce that he doesn't understand how fierce it is. But on the night that he was born, every wolf and every bear, an owlbear included, howled into the moon, because a new generation of rage and primal ferocity had been born. Shaq is on a journey to find his place amongst these predators.
Lovely.
Nasty big bastard.
That was so cool.
God, I love Shaq.
Well, honestly, he's my favourite character ever. Like, gone a long way.
Before we begin, don't forget to check out our Discord community for the chance to chat to some awesome people. If you'd like to support the show, go to our Patreon. And if you'd like to earn some of the merchandise, visit dicecompanybpodcast.com.
Merchandise.
Great. Wearing it now. Loving
Mine's in the wash.
Bless you all.
Ordering it at the moment.
Links to all of that is in the show notes. Finally, don't forget to check out the latest episode of the Tales of Kale Vala. A big thank you to the band Plainride for providing music for these upcoming episodes. Check them out on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music. And without further ado, let's turn the page on the next chapter of the Ungovernables in this week's Dice Company. Previously on Dice Company. The newly reformed Ungovernables are operating in River City, hunting for an ancient artifact known as the Altar of the Wests. Their investigations have led them to an underground entrance beneath a warehouse where they suspect it's being held. Time is of the essence, as they know it will soon be moved on to Ovik by the Shadow Vanguard Aleriak. As they work their way past the Alokian glyphs into a series of underground tunnels, leader of the group, Bardal Schultz, looked at the ceiling and saw tentacles reaching out from the shadows above. With a thud from the ceiling dropped two unusual and imposing Ortiugs. Roll for initiative.
20 for Bardal.
Ooh, Shaq got 5.
Curious. Go. 16.
18.
And Knight got 23.
Oh my god. Bardal is unsurprised by the reaching tentacles and frankly is tickled pink at the idea of a fight.
Yeah.
Two gigantic Ortiugs, or Autiugs, or Ortiugs. Not entirely sure how to pronounce it, to be honest. Attack. These are large aberrations with 5 legs and tentacles and a slobbering mouth. And we start at the top of the round with Knight.
Bardal bashes up aberrations.
And he bashed up everything.
Oh my god, look at the size of the fucking bastards.
Yeah, they're big buggers.
Yeah.
Knight is going to throw a dart at the Otiog, who appeared in the corridor, at 16 to hit.
Please roll for damage.
5 piercing damage.
Whoop, whoop.
So Knight withdraws a dart from a belt and throws it between Curious and Shaq, managing to jab the Ortiug in the backside. Very nice. Next up is Bartelschutz.
Smiling from ear to ear, Bardal pulls both his swords in a flourishing move as he lays into the closest aberration, the one in front of him. That is a 17.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
So that is 10 slashing damage. However, the creature is an aberration, so I get 2d6, right?
Ooh, very nice. You do.
Delicious.
The magnificent day song.
So that's one. Oh my god, I rolled 2 ones. Right. 12.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
At least you tried.
Yeah, there we go.
Brutal.
And then we go again. 24.
Is a hit.
Oh,
Roll for damage.
Another 12 plus 2 2s plus 4, so 16. And then bonus action 20
Is a hit.
longsword. So that is a 11 points of slashing damage.
Jesus Christ.
Bardal went to town.
Bardal is a beast.
Bardal, Bardal, Bardal. Like a whirling dervish, he swings both Daesong and his offhand longsword, preposterous, and slashes into the 5-legged tentacled creature, drawing a greenish blood that splatters all over the dark corridor.
Ha ha ha! Take that, you bastard!
Curious.
Curious looks at the beast and goes, well, you're an ugly fucker, aren't you? In his hand, you will see a psychic blade manifest. I shall slash at it.
Cool.
Okay, 18.
Is a hit. Roll for damage.
11 damage.
Oh, my word. Very nice.
As a bonus action, he's going to manifest another one in his other hand and slash again at the ugly beast for a 17.
Is a hit.
Ooh.
Please roll for damage.
11.
You guys are beastly damage dealers.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, I'm stepping up in a minute.
Go on, Egg.
So Knight and Shaq, you see blades begin to appear in Curious's hand as he jabs it into the creature while speaking in his incredibly Cockney accent.
Cockney in inverted commas, being a Yorkshireman. 14.
But 14?
8 and 14 for an additional 22 points of damage.
Outrageous. The creature looks bloodied already. Next up is Egg, the mighty Egg.
I'm just going to slash. Gotta say, leave a bit for me, guys. And then attack with my longsword. 24 to hit.
Is a hit. Roll for damage.
11 slashing.
Ooh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep hitting away. 23 at advantage.
Oh, an egg.
Is a hit. Roll for damage.
12 slashing damage.
That's my boy.
Oh, yow!
What are you guys made of? I don't think...
We've got some efficient killers here.
My word. The poor Ortiug finds itself under a barrage of attacks from first Curious and then Egg, as it's beginning to look around for an escape route, and the only escape route, unfortunately, leads it to Shaq.
What you forgot is that you got 2 seafarers here, and we don't trust things with tentacles. Bad omen.
Correct.
Not anime fans.
They definitely jumped into the wrong pack of adventurers, these two, didn't they? Oh, you thought that was a fucking trap, did you? You fuckers.
The Ortiug spins and desperately attacks Curious first, initially with a bite for 21.
Curious is going to use Uncanny Dodge. It halves any damage that it does. You hit, by the way.
So that is 14 damage, halved to 7 because
Ow.
of your uncanny dodge. Can you please give me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, Curious?
Yes. I have a feeling this is not going to go well. Oh, 19.
Very nice. As the bite sinks in, you can see the venom pouring from its teeth, but you're able to kind of shake your leg free before you are poisoned. And it's now going to continue its assault on you by lashing you with a tentacle for 21.
Hits.
So that is 13 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
You still uncanny dodging.
It's my reaction, so I can only use it once per turn.
And having hit you, the tentacle wraps itself around you and grapples you. Having now grappled you, it is going to turn its other tentacle towards Egg and attack him for 18.
That's a hit.
Dealing 17 bludgeoning damage to you, and you are also grappled.
Ouch.
Can I have Constitution saving throws from both Egg and Curious, please?
No.
Give it to me.
12. Constitution is not my strong point.
That doesn't sound good.
Having grappled you both, it lifts you both in the air and proceeds to smash both of you into the nearby wall head first. Please both take 10 bludgeoning damage.
Well, that's just mean.
Okay.
Jesus. Curious is going to look down at the party, just cough up some blood and go, I don't feel too well, boys.
You'll be alright.
And the second Ortiug is going to target Bardal and Bardal only.
Oh,
First, with a bite for 25.
that is it, yeah.
Please take 12 piercing damage
So be it.
and give me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
17.
Very nice. You too managed to avoid the poison of the Ortiug's bite. It's now going to attack you with its tentacle for 8, which is a miss, so you're able to dodge out of the way as one of the tentacles shoots forward, leaving the other tentacle to still try and attack you, but you have managed to dodge that one as well, as the two tentacles are flailing and you're ducking, while behind you, you see Egbert and Curious being smashed into a wall.
Fear not, boys, I'll be coming soon! Egg, hold on!
And finally, Shaq.
Go on, boy. Come on, Shaq.
Coming in last, chewing on an apple. He's only on his second bite, so that's why he was distracted, because the first one was so succulent. He looks up and he sees an almighty eruption that's just happened in front of him. And it's not even taken a few seconds, as we know in these kinds of situations. But he sees two of his chums that are near him, Curious and Egg. Is that Egg the other side that I can see?
Correct.
Yes. He sees, so Shaq will see Curious and Egg being flung about. And in his jealousy to try and appear the most primeval, Shaq will move up with the apple still in his mouth to the one that's grappling the boys. I don't know whether it's worth raging. Is it worth raging?
Full blown raging, bud. Let's see it. Come on, we need you to whip it out.
Shack attack.
With his apple in his mouth, Shaq just rages because he sees his friends being thrown around. Instant distraction. Yeah, it seems to be that I'm eternally raging.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yes, and then I'm going to go in recklessly. Shaq rolls a 26.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
Have we rolled below 20 yet for a hit? Like, any of us?
I think one of you got
Yeah.
17.
I got 17.
Incredible.
11 slashing damage.
The creature kind of bends under the weight of your first attack, and you hear it whimper slightly.
Always a good sign.
In that case, Shaq bites down a little bit deeper into his apple because he wants to make sure he keeps it in there. And he goes a little bit deeper this time with the next attack. And he swings with almighty ferocity. And I'm using Great Weapon Master on this one. With advantage, Shaq rolls 27 to hit.
Does that hit DM?
I mean, yes, it's definitely a hit. Well,
Oh, actually, no, because I minus
take the
5.
5 off.
Yeah,
so it's
yes,
22.
22.
oh, only
Oh,
22.
man.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, yeah. So,
You only hit by 8. Oh, no.
yeah, it's this plus 10 then.
Oh, my God.
Shaq hits for 27 slashing damage.
Shaq, please tell us the story.
So as I said, Shaq was a little bit late coming into the room. He was a bit distracted by his apple. He's looked forwards, seen his pals getting grappled, instantly went into primeval mode, and being a team player, wipes up the floor of whatever it is in front of him, because he still doesn't understand what it is, with a couple of nice heavy cleaves with his great axe. But as he does it, he just carries on through and walks into the next room and takes a second bite, or his third bite.
You guys are absolutely brutal. End of your turn, Shaq.
That is the end of Shaq's turn. Thank you very much.
Knight.
Knight is going to run up to Curious and cast Healing Word.
Cheers, mate. I needed that.
He heals for 2. That's crap.
If a little helps, fella.
Oh, God.
Up you get.
4 and a shit monk.
And then he's going to sprint on and hurl Egg to his feet.
Thank you, Knight.
You're welcome.
Bardal.
Marvellous. Here we go again. Happy to hear the sound of the large aberration dying behind him. Bardal doubles his efforts, continues to hack at the large beast, but still keeping himself restrained. So we just 2 attacks with Day Song and a bonus action attack. 16.
Is a hit. Proper damage.
So that is 11 plus... That's it. So 17 points of damage, 11 slashing and 6 radiant.
Word. Very nice. Very nice.
Delicious.
As Day Song sparks with a golden radiance as it slices through the hide of the horrible aberration. Hit him again! Oh god, 11 this time. Missed that one.
Is a miss. The
first
creature's
time.
finally learned.
God damn it. Okay. And then, oh good god, and then a 9 from the...
Oh, the he's feeling it now. He's been bloodied. He realizes with his friend dead that he's got to start to bob and weave, float like a butterfly. Curious.
So Curious, kind of bloodied and battered, is going to walk towards this room here and see that there's another being. Can I get past Bardal into the room, or can I throw past Bardal?
You can try to throw past Bardal, but it will count as partial cover for the creature, so it'll increase his AC.
As Bardal pulls a psychic knife out of his back.
Yeah. Why not? Let's go down fighting, shall we? So Curious is going to go in. He's going to look at it, up at the creature and go, "We've had you, brother. It's your turn now." And again, Psychic Blade into his hand. First attack is a 22.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
And then damage-wise, I'm guessing I have got advantage, so sneak attack.
You get sneak attack, correct?
Yeah, so that's 10 psychic damage, and then sneak attack damage is going to be an additional 14, 24 damage.
Wow.
Marvellous.
Good lord. Yeah, that's a very big hit from Curious, who's obviously looking bloodied and out for revenge.
Good hit, demon.
So for my second attack, he's going to spit out some blood and look it in the eye and go, "Let's have it." And second attack is a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Wallop.
Is a hit. Roll for damage. Add sneak attack.
So that's 8 plus sneak. Oh, big. Oh, plus another 8. 16 damage. That is a nat 20 crit for 32 damage.
Very nice. So once again, Shaq and now Bardal, you see the blades, glowing blades, appearing in his hand as he stabs down with a ferocity. The whole time he maintains this kind of calm expression on his face, though.
Shaq just chuckles in the background.
God. Okay. End of your turn, Curious? Dare I ask?
No, that's it. No, I'm spent.
Cool. Egg.
Hearing loads of ruckus, not being able to see it, he's going to move around this corner.
Rushing around the creature to a flanking position. Please attack at advantage.
30-20.
Please roll for damage.
6 slashing.
Egg. Please tell us a story.
Egg, being obviously the competent fighter, bored of seeing these lot, slashing and missing and, fake damage, just goes along and just puts one in its face.
So the creature slumps to the floor, dead. I would like to say, I don't think you barely missed a single attack in like the 40 attacks you just did.
I've still got one in the bake as well.
As the creature falls to the kill strike from Egg, Bardal turns and is like, "What? I've been trying to kill that thing for the last 12 seconds." But
trying is a good analogy, yeah.
fine, I'll just hack them up and you just come in and stab them in the arse. That's fine. I don't mind. It's the killer instinct.
You softened it up for me, didn't you?
Yes, indeed. It's good. It's good. It's what I've been teaching you, I suppose. Strike when the iron's hot, etc., etc. But well done, everybody. I think for the first skirmish, that was rather successful. Marvellous.
It was a nice warm-up.
While you're doing that, Knight is going to bend down by the creature, pull out a set of tools, and try to harvest some venom.
No messing around from you, old chap. Straight into the dirty business, eh? And don't forget that little dart you threw at it. I'm sure that really scared him.
Wonder what he's after. Is it ink?
Teeth? Acid?
7 for Arcana.
Unfortunately, Knight, you are unable to harvest any of the bits of the Ortyug.
Can I have a crack at having a go at the other one?
Sure.
Taking Knight's lead.
Yeah. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Impressive. A 9.
You are unable to harvest anything either.
Doesn't appear to be anything in these things, Knight, eh? They're a slop and bits. No money in here.
I mean, just so that you're aware, it's a DC 10.
Great.
I'm going to use a hit dice.
Yeah, definitely go for that.
Cool. All right, so that's 10.
Okay, 10. Very nice. Yep, and you can do a hit dice. That's fine.
My God, I rolled a 10 again. 13.
Pimpin'.
You guys have defeated the two Ortiugs and are now stood in the corridor. Bardal, you can still feel the chilly air blowing down the corridor ahead of you. Egg, where you're standing, you're right next to a locked door.
Ooh. I am going to try and kick it down.
Okay, give me an athletics check, please.
As the Egg leans back up, Bardal's going to go, Egg, boy, we brought a rogue for a reason.
Egg, please give me an athletics check.
A 9.
Egg, realizing that he has the opportunity to kick the door in a la Bardal Schultz, spins, bends back, bends his knees, and puts all of his force into kicking the door. There is a boom as his foot hits the door, and the door remains locked.
Curious, you better have a go at this.
Curious walks over to the door, stepping over Egg, looking down and going, "Good attempt, fella." And I get a 21 with Thieves' Tools.
No sooner has he put the Thieves' Tools into the lock that you hear the click and the door opens.
That seemed much easier.
While they're doing that, Dom, Bardal's just going to go around the corridor a little bit in the direction of the stairs, just to kind of there. Can I have a peek around the corner?
Bardal, as you look down the corridor, it's quite dark, but even from the distance you're at, you can see at the far end there is an area with kind of an old bedroll and what looks like the remains of an old campfire. Looks like it would be quite a nice place to take a rest. Egg and Curious, from your location, you look into the room. It looks like this may have been a dining hall beforehand. There's some tables in there, some broken down chairs, but you notice on the far side of the room is a chest.
I was about to say, yeah, I did see that chest there.
It looks a little kind of beaten and battered, but it does look like the lock is currently loose, as in it's open.
Curious. There's a go away, Shaq. You're not there.
Curious is going to walk into the room.
I will just point out one of my notes is that I can't help but pick up loose bits of trinkets and stuff like that. I have very curious fingers.
As they're both walking towards the chest, Curious is going to, I hate using this word too much, manifest a soul dagger. Hang on a minute, mate. Just got to check something. And I'm going to throw a psychic blade at the chest.
Shane's by not being able to kick the door down. I heed his word.
It's a 23.
Okay, that's a dexterity based one. Yep. So you manifest a blade and sling it at the dusty looking chest. The moment the dagger hits the chest, it begins to expand as the lid opens, and inside you see a huge tongue and gnashing teeth as a mimic appears. Roll for initiative.
Is that 2 natural 20s on initiative?
Good lord.
That's impressive. A 15 for Egg.
25 for Curious. Nat 20.
Natural 20 for Shaq. 22.
Too busy looking down corridors. 6 for Bardal.
He caught his own reflection.
Yeah.
Top of the round with Curious.
Curious looks at the mimic and goes, "You sneaky little fucker." And he's going to throw a psychic blade, which is a 21.
Is a hit. Roll for damage.
9. And that is a dirty 20.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
10.
Yep, so having thrown one psychic blade, you then summon 2 more and begin to fling them at high speed. It's very impressive, everyone else, what you're seeing. Very impressive work.
Learning my lesson from the what's
Ortiug?
it called? Ortiug. Curious is going to step back and just yell to everyone else, "Possible problem, lads."
Next up is Knight.
Knight is going to sprint in, dive across the table, draw Ravenna, and is going to attack. for 18.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
7 slashing damage.
Shaq.
Listening to what Kyrgios has just said, Shaq looks up without any hesitation, steams into the room to the side of the mimic, because he can make it that far, the glorious bastard he is.
And then I'm going to go and swing in.
Shaq swings in with an almighty rah. A bit of his apple falls out of his mouth. Shaq rolls a 16.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
14 slashing.
Oof. An absolutely massive hit that reverberates around the room has left the mimic looking half broken and very bloodied.
Shaq, with a little bit of vigour in his step, pulls his great axe back above his head and will launch down again. 16 again.
Again a hit. Damage me up.
8 slashing damage.
Very nice. Another big hit, and you see it kind of sagging again under the weight of the relentless attacks of Shaq. The mighty Egg.
Egg is going to saunter over here, opposite, right next to the mimic, whistling on the way. And he's just going to give it a whack with his longsword.
Okay, please roll at advantage.
18.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
10.
Egg, please tell us the story.
That's right. Egg, while still whistling, loving life, just comes along and sticks it with a pointy end.
And with the sound of a deflating balloon, the mimic dissolves into a puddle on the floor.
Tell you what, Righty is doing quite well today.
Curious looks at Bardle and goes, "Here, your squire's all right, isn't he?"
Bardle comes kind of wandering in from the corridor after hearing the ruckus. Yeah. What's going on in here? Mimic, eh? Good. Well, sure there was a lesson here I could have taught, but nonetheless, bravo. Bravo, well done. It's a shame. Never mind. Egg, who killed him?
I guess there's another scratch to Egg. Didn't even need Lefty.
No. Slayer, eh? Coming quite the Slayer. Marvellous.
Taught me well.
All of you should keep an eye on Egg's form. If you'll notice, he's quite the killer, this one.
Should we start calling him Egg Slicer?
I had a little look around the corridor, up some stairs. There's a little area down the way. Might be a good place for a chill out or a stop if we fancy it. I'm happy to soldier on and see what's upstairs if you boys are interested.
Sounds like a plan.
I think it would be sensible to stop for a moment.
Why not? Why not strike while the iron's hot, eh?
Our enemies don't know we're here. It would make sense to take a moment, patch ourselves up, and make sure we're at full strength before continuing.
Curious just sort of wipes blood from his mouth with the back of his hand and goes, "Gotta be honest, I'm with Knight on this one."
Well, so be it. Seems I'm the only one who has been holding back some of his insanity, eh? Maybe take it a little slower, chaps, until we get somewhere important. But yes, why not? We'll go and have a little relax. And Bardle will walk out the room and lead them in the direction of the kind of bedroll and what have you.
In which case, I'm going to use my bonus action to do second wind.
Okay.
Come on, boys, join in. I'm not going to waste my... I probably should waste my... should have wasted my action surge at some point and then short rested to get it back here, but I've been holding on to it and now I'm annoyed.
I weren't expecting a short break at this point. That's why I was holding to me.
So is this a short rest?
Knight's going to set up a small campfire using some flint. Just a little one for a bit of warmth.
Oh, there's a little campfire.
So, Bardle, your squire, he's surprisingly proficient with a blade. How did you and he meet?
No, well, don't know if it's particularly original story or not, but I was fighting in some small provincial tourney after I left Ovik, and there was a bit of a ruckus outside at the start, and when I went outside, there was this young, handsome-ish, scrawny young fellow shouting so loudly at the organisers that he didn't give a fuck about weapons. He wanted to fight somebody and line them up, etc., etc., and I thought, the cut of that young man's jib, I like it. I went over and discovered this young fellow, Egbert, was trying to join the tourney without any weapons whatsoever. Never had a sword or a dagger ever, and just fancied himself a fighter, so thought that kind of pluck you don't see every day. I thought if there's one man deserving to learn how to be the greatest swordsman who ever lived, squire, then it was this young fellow. So whipped out an old short sword, and a few days later he'd learned enough to join the second round, and, well, the rest is history. He didn't do too well, but he's done an awful lot better lately, and certainly his proficiency for slaying has greatly increased in the last couple of days. We'll have to work on his meaning. These accidental kills are starting to grate on me slightly, but
Nothing accidental about it. It's just efficient.
Your focus does seem to be elsewhere, Squire, but nonetheless, your technique is vastly improving.
I've got you to thank for that. But yeah, it was just coincidence, really. And when do you ever get the chance to just, be a squire for such a great fighter like Bardal? So, I jumped at the chance.
They don't call him the people's champion for nothing.
In the background, you start hearing a scraping noise, and you turn and you see Kyrios with a file just slowly filing down his horns.
Well, that's, you don't see that every day. Curious, are you quite all right? That looks like a very strange hairbrush you have over there.
Yeah, it's a bit tougher than the usual ones, mate. Long story, to be honest. One I'm not always happy to talk about.
Oh, well, do feel free to give me the abridged version if it's more comfortable.
Well, let's put it this way. My conceiving wasn't the best of stories. My mother was having an extramarital affair with a tiefling. She gave birth to me. My father, inverted commas, obviously found out what was going on, and I was chucked out as a little boy, mate.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that.
It happens to, well, not us all, but people like me. Sort of spent my years on the streets, didn't I? Beg, stealing, borrowing. And then I met this little gang. They were called the Thunder Company. And then there was a girl there who I now consider my sister. Her name was Evelyn Caxton. She currently is under the hospitality of the Empire.
Sure, that's not a comfortable experience.
Nah, I don't know if she's still alive, to be honest, fella. Me and her used to play a lot of cards. Won a tourney a few years ago, and that's how I've been getting by, just living off the winnings. Nice little pretty penny that I earned. Stole, cheated, semantics. But yeah.
Oh, I see. And let me tell you, was that Evelyn, was she the one that first thought it was a good idea to trim your horns?
Nah, that just comes from me being ashamed of being a tiefling, mate.
Yeah.
Human mother, threw me out. She just didn't want to be reminded of what she did. It was just a constant reminder of what she did to my inverted commas dad.
Well, don't let the mistakes of the mother colour the son, eh? Be proud of who you are. Be not for... You did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. You were merely born, were you not? Let your horns grow, I say. Be yourself.
Thanks, mate. Bit of acceptance is all I've really wanted, to be honest. Never had it.
You're accepted here in the Ungovernables, Curious. Fear not. Be yourself. Do as you wish. You're doing very well so far. I'm greatly impressed.
Cheers, Bardal. You're not too bad, you said.
I would definitely keep the horns. Or, just get a hat. Thanks, loads of work.
I know a good tailor who does excellent hats.
Curious turns and looks at Shaq's hat.
I wouldn't take that one.
No.
Shaq just quietly grumbles.
Hey, mate, I'm not looking at taking it. I'm just admiring it. Anyway, Mr. Hatman, what about you? What brought you to River City?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a long road. First of all, I was with my 13th company. We were captured by a necromancer. His name was Lothar Janeth. It was in the caverns where we discovered a hidden kingdom in the mountains. And he was really cunning, and he put me in some sort of time jelly. And I didn't know what was going on. I lost my hat, everything, no apples, just stood there for a long time. And eventually I was freed by the order of a bird. I don't know which bird it was, but it didn't taste very nice. Well, it did in the end when we won victory, but yeah. And I got my hat after the scuffle. Can you believe it?
Oh, sorry, terribly sorry, Shaq, to interrupt, but did you say the Order of the Heron saved you?
I believe so. I can't quite remember every detail. I don't recall many birds, but yeah, they were a good bunch.
Large automaton, 3 humans, one of them with a mask.
One of them was a cooking pot. That's what I remember. Yes, nice fellas, all of them. Yes, they helped me out greatly.
I love it. I love it when you meet people who know people. You know that you know. It's so serendipitous. Wonderful, wonderful. Please carry on with your tale.
No, you're very welcome. As I say, they're very mentionable people. But then after that, I left with the 13th Company, my brother, and I was heading towards River City. But in that time, Emperor Salazar, whatever his silly name is, he declares war on the Crimson Reach. And then that's when you guys catch up with me, but I was in captivity again. And that's my shame, you see, because I can't keep getting caught and put in captivity. It's not the way of a barbarian. But this time, I was caught by the shadow guard Alaric in a very cunning and brutal trap that saw the slaughter of my entire 13th Company and my brother. Only me and Axel Runholm, don't know if you know him, only we survived. I was then sold to the Blackwater gang in River City and forced to fight in the slum fighting pits, while Axel was sent to the Fingers, both as POWs. They couldn't keep me, though, because I fought my way out with you chaps, and that's why I've pledged to join you guys and seek some justice and have a jolly good fight at the same time.
Marvellous.
Bravo, old boy.
Yeah, thank you.
Some journey.
This Order of the Heron. It's not the Pissy Fingers gang, is it?
Yes, they did have that moniker at one point. Oh, yes, now they are sweeping the nations as rabble-rousers and revolutionaries, you know. Oh, friends of mine, help them get started, put the word out. Yes, good group of fellas.
Do they still have pissy fingers?
As far as I'm aware. I don't know how that moniker came about. I'm sure it's some kind of uncomfortable misunderstanding near a urinal, perhaps, but no.
And so that's the story of how you all ended up in River City.
How'd you get it?
Yes, Knight, I've been wanting to ask you for quite some time about your organisation. I believe they're called the King's Gambit, no?
Yes, indeed.
Is that why you're all given chess piece names?
Ah, you noticed. Yes, that's correct. Myself, Bishop, and Rook, we grew up on the streets of River City, orphans. We decided to form ourselves a little gang and went about picking a pocket or two, as you can understand, when we encountered a man called Zarek Drakos. He was an excommunicated monk from a sect called the Ascendants. Well, he took us under his wing, basically taught us that we can scratch out a living doing what we're doing, or we can put our minds to better use. And by honing our minds and bodies, could grow into true power. What we didn't know was what he ended up training us was outlawed by the Ascendants, which was the reason for his excommunication. Their secrets were never meant to leave their order. One day we were attacked by a number of members of their sect. Myself, Bishop, and Rook fought at Zarek's side. We were in the end defeated. In order to ensure our safety, Zarek sacrificed himself. He threw himself upon their mercy, and his one request was that the sect allow us to leave. We didn't want to, but we were given no choice. And that's as much as we know about Zarek's fate. But we try to honor his sacrifice by taking the lessons that he taught us, teaching them to others, and expanding our power in River City with the hopes that one day we will have true power to make change and protect people. I was once asked why we are not enemies of the Empire. It's because the Empire brings consistency, and consistency breeds complacency. And when you're faced with a complacent foe, it's very easy to work around the edges. Without the Empire, there is chaos. And chaos is good for business as much as complacency is. Which is why we cannot, whether the Empire rules or doesn't rule, we will adapt and we will thrive.
Fascinating. Well, it seems you will come in handy. I wonder if you may consider remaining with us after this little jaunt, perhaps, or are you going to run back to your little band?
I will see how this mission goes, but I have many things to do in River City. But I have enjoyed your company thus far.
Good. Busy man, I can understand that, but yes, bear it in mind.
Of course.
Anyway, are we all mended now, boys? Ready? I really could rather get upstairs and get on with it.
Agreed.
Good
Yes,
to show,
that
mate.
sounds-
Yes.
So you guys finish your short rest, and night extinguishes the campfire, and you are ready to proceed.
Okay.
Can I have a marching order, please?
Yeah, I figure, curious, do you want to have a little scout ahead? Do you do that? I can't remember if you do that anymore.
Well, I've got dark vision and I'm pretty stealthy because I've got my leather hoof shoes.
Hoof shoes.
Okay, so I don't think we have to worry. I think we'll just go, shall we? So, like, I don't know, me and
Jack.
Yeah, me and Shaq at the front, and then like Egg
Yeah.
and Curious in the middle, and then Knight at the back.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to find Shaq pushing to the front in most of these situations, just like a stubborn mule. Always feels the need to be in the front. He doesn't mean anything by it. He just
That's
wants
fine.
to be at the
It's
front.
nice to know you'll be right next to me the whole time. That's marvellous.
I don't fit in. I was going to get in your way.
No, if anything, Bardo intends to unleash you and things. Yeah.
That's what Shaq's going to be like in most, shall we say, situations. But he has no idea what he's doing, so you need to direct him.
Well, then you just stay next to me, then, old boy.
As you turn the corner, there is a long, dark corridor ahead of you. In the corridor, you can see 4 stationary automatons. Baldur especially, you recognize this design of automaton as the same ones that you saw in the basement of the Topaz Keep.
Gen 1s, eh?
The first generation. They appear unmoving.
I've seen this before, fellas, and I was suspicious then and nothing happened, but I'm even more suspicious now. Well, no point standing here with our cods in our wallops. Let's get moving, eh?
Can I have a dexterity saving throw, please?
Marvelous. 10?
Oh no.
Bardo, as you carefully move your way along the corridor towards the unmoving automatons, your foot hits a compression pad on the floor, which clicks, and you hear a whirring sound from above as a spinning blade trap descends from the ceiling, like wildly swinging around the corridor, clinking against the walls as it hits you on the top of the head and just begins to spin and cuts you up for 22 slashing damage.
Jesus. Good God.
No sooner has that hit you that you then feel this incredible gelatinous weight fall on top of you. Can I have another dexterity saving throw, please?
14?
You are able to jump backwards just in time as a gelatinous cube appears from the ceiling. Roll for initiative.
Yeah, God, was it attached to the fucking saw blade or something? Oh my God.
Fine, Jelly.
7. What is the matter with you, Bardle?
Probably we should do some perception checks.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone ahead as planned.
We did talk about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we remembered he's a rogue who's not a rogue, so we didn't know how helpful that was going to be.
What do you mean I'm a rogue that's not a rogue?
Well, you don't have investigation or perception or or trap tools or whatever it is.
I've got thieves' tools. I've got oh yeah, my perception's 1. No, I'm a rogue that's not a rogue.
Knight rolls a 6.
7 for Bardle.
17 for Egg.
13 for Kyrios.
5 for Shaq.
So the gelatinous cube is going to get a bonus round, surprise round, and it is going to shift itself 15 feet towards you. Can I have dexterity saving throws from Bardle, Curious, Shaq, and Egg?
7 for Bardle.
15 for Kyrios.
Am I going to get eaten by a fucking cube?
13 for Egg.
4 for Shaq.
Yeah, I'm glad the DM finds this funny.
Okay, so first things first, Bardle and Shaq, you both take 10 acid damage, and you are both engulfed by the gelatinous cube. You can attempt to you can take an action on your turn to do a strength check to basically climb out of the gelatinous cube. If you fail to do so, you will take 21 acid damage at the start of the gelatinous cube's next turn.
Which will kill me.
Which will... yeah.
Oh, good.
And now we're at the top of the round with Egg.
I'm going to give it a whack. My longsword.
You can do it at advantage because Curious is on the other side.
16.
Is a hit. Roll for damage.
11 slashing.
Very nice.
And with my bonus, I'm going to hit it again. That's a natural 20 for 26.
Oh my god, it's a double natural 20.
It's a double natural 20. I've never done that before.
That is ridiculous.
Please roll for damage.
That's just like quadruple now, is that?
Nope, but you can double it, or if you don't like the first roll, you can just roll a second roll and add that to the first one.
27. Not a bad stat.
Nice.
Very nice.
That is me.
Next up, one of the automatons begins to move towards Curious, and it is going to draw a sword and make 2 attacks at advantage against him. 15,
Misses.
22
Hits.
for 7 damage. 7 slashing damage as the automaton draws the sword and stabs you in the back.
Ow.
And Curious, your retort.
So I turned to the automaton. I went, hang on a minute, fella. And then turned to the gelatinous cube because it's got 2 of my mates in it. That is a 27.
Is a hit.
Even though the automaton has 4 inches of steel stuck in you at the time.
It's just what I do. So that is 11
Very nice.
plus sneak attack, which is another 10. So that's 21.
Rogues are brutally good.
I am
aren't they?
enjoying the rogue.
My god.
The rogues are amazing. It's what I wanted to be if I weren't going to be a barbarian. They are amazing.
21 damage, and that's with rolling a 1 for sneak attack. Christ.
It's that sneak attack. It's so OP. It's great. Don't get me wrong.
The sneak attack was 3d6s, so it was a 1, a 4, and a 5. Second attack is 9.
Because there's a natural 1, it misses, unfortunately. Knight.
Knight is going to cast Bless on Bardal, Shaq, and Curious as his action. And then as a bonus action, he's going to try to reach in and help Shaq and Bardal to escape. If the DM will allow it, maybe giving them advantage.
Nice.
Very nice.
What if Arnold doesn't choose to pull himself? He's putting his head further in the oven.
Next up is Bardal.
Heavily bleeding from his head, battered and floating around inside this gelatinous cube, Bardal thinks into himself and prays, "Save me, Stormfather!" and casts Thunderwave. Hoping to blow this cube to gelatinous bits.
Jesus Christ, Scotty.
So it is a DC 14.
Constitution is my dump stat. Like, this is not good. I've had to make 2 or 3 Constitution saving
blow
throws.
everybody everywhere.
So I need Constitution saving throws from Curious, the automaton, Shaq, the gelatinous cube, Knight, and Egg, please.
16 for Curious.
But I'm curious.
The fuck are you playing at, mate?
Luckily the damage isn't good. I just need to get this fucking cube off me.
That's a double 22 for Shaq, so I guess it advantage.
Lovely. It's a fail for the gelatinous cube.
Yay!
Get your ass off me, motherfucker!
It's a natural 1 for Egg. 4 total. What was you saying about never rolling real dice again?
That's a 15 for Knight.
So Bardal casts Thunderwave, and an enormous boom rings around the corridor as the gelatinous cube is blown away from Bardal, and carrying Shaq with it, it is pushed 10 feet down the corridor into Knight and Egg, who are hit with the double whammy of the Thunderwave and then the gelatinous cube kind of trying to engulf them both. Knight is able to dodge the damage from the Thunderwave, or at least half of the damage, and so is Curious. The automaton takes the full amount. What's the damage of the Thunderwave, please?
Devastating. I think it's only 5.
Thank fuck.
So half damage for Shaq, Curious, and Knight.
Do I get it quartered? Because I've got half damage anyway.
Yes, you do.
So 1 for you, Shaq.
So just the one. And I need dexterity saving throws from Egg and Knight, who is, I'm sure at this point, regretting trying to help Bardal.
God damn it, Egg.
A natural one for Egg.
Oh, Egg.
No way.
Mate.
Okay.
It was too nonchalant.
Snake eyes.
He was too nonchalant with his whistling.
Okay, so the Thunderwave knocks the gelatinous cube south down the corridor, carrying Shaq with it. Knight is able to roll backwards out of the way of the attack, but poor old Egg, who's just been smashed in the face with a Thunderwave, is then engulfed for 10 damage. So 10 poison damage, please.
Now looking down at himself, covered in the remaining ooze of that cube, Bardal feels the edges of his armour starting to fizz and the blood continues to pour down his head. He reaches into his pouch at his belt, pulling out a healing potion and unstoppers, and has a good old glug.
Curious turns to Bardal and just goes, "What was that about slowing down, mate?"
Terribly sorry. It's rather claustrophobic. And he gets 2 plus 6, so 4 points. I will stay where I am then, so that I can attempt to try and help someone. Be more helpful than I've already been.
Okay, and Shaq.
Finding himself in time jelly again, and just literally after saying,
I'm not going to get myself captured again.
Shaq would like to enter a rage. And then I'm going to I have to do a strength saving throw, don't I?
Correct.
I think you can add you're blessed. Is he blessed, isn't he?
He is blessed, so you can add a d4 to it if you need to. You don't need to.
Shaq rolls a 16.
The rest of you see him, although you can't hear him, roaring inside the gelatinous cube as he just slowly reaches out and tears a hole in the side and clambers out the other side. You are now free of the gelatinous cube.
To a slop on the floor. Is the gelatinous block still there?
Still there?
Did it take my 5 force damage, by the way, Dom?
It did.
Oh, good.
Okay, gelatinous cube. Okay, so for anyone who is within it at the start of its turn, they must take 21 acid damage. Egg, please take 21 acid
I
damage.
hate you, Bardal.
Terribly sorry.
That is 36 damage you gave me with that Thunderwave.
Whoa.
Well, you know, everyone just got to
But
stay
I'm
out of my
still
way when I'm
fine.
badly
I'm
damaged.
still going.
God, we've got to get you out of that next.
And it's going to use its action to attack Knight with the pseudopod attack for 16.
Which is a mess.
So it attempts to attack Knight but is unsuccessful. That is the end of its turn. Back to the top of the round with Egg, who really annoyingly isn't one of the 3 people blessed, so doesn't get bonuses on saving throws.
No one cares about the lowly squire, do they?
Get out! I'm not sharpening my own sword. Get out, boy!
Yeah, just good for sharpening swords and cleaning boots. Right, I guess I have to do a strength saving throw to get out of this.
You don't have to. You could just float around in the gelatinous cube if you want.
Then I'll do a strength saving throw. 24.
Is a success.
Go on, my son.
Egg is able to tear himself out of the other side of the gelatinous cube to some safety next to Knight, although he is separated from Bardal and Shaq and Curious by the gelatinous cube.
Yeah, I'm going to use my second wind.
Very
I
nice.
feel like I need to at this point. So that's 13. The full lot.
Much needed, I would suggest.
Yeah, it was looking a bit bleak there.
The automaton begins to march north along the corridor, and as he passes the other automatons, they all activate as well, and they begin to move around the corner at the end of the corridor away from you.
Where the fuck are they going? Oh, they're going to go and grass us up.
Yeah, they're going to alert someone.
Curious.
Curious is going to rather athletically.
There he is, making those bold claims about what he's going to do before he does it. I love it.
He's just going to semi-somersault over Shaq, or around Shaq, sort of rolling his back over him into the corner, and then turn to the gelatinous cube and just throw a couple of daggers at him. So the first attack is 22.
Is it hit? Roll for damage.
And that is 11 psychic damage plus sneaky, which is an additional 7. So 18 damage for the first attack.
Very nice.
And then second attack, he's just going to throw another psychic blade, which is a 19 to hit.
Yep, hits.
Which is 9 plus sneak attack, which is another 10. So additional 19.
Oh, this witch is pretty good, isn't he?
With another flurry of psychic blades, you notice that the shape of the gelatinous cube, which kind of is almost transparent most of the time, it looks like it's kind of losing its consistency slightly.
Knight is going to draw Ravenna and slice away for a 12.
Which is a hit. Please roll for damage. Or slashing damage. Bardal.
Okay, yeah. So seeing the automatons retreat behind him, he's both suspicious and a little trepidatious about that. He's going to just start hacking at the gelatinous cube to try and get rid of this damn thing so we can carry on our way as quickly as possible. So yeah, Daysong, is a gelatinous cube an aberration?
It is not. The gelatinous cube is a large ooze.
So yeah, 12.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
10 slashing damage.
Very nice.
And then once again, 19.
Hit.
11 slashing damage.
Very nice.
And then the bonus action, offhand longsword, 26.
Is a hit. Please roll for damage.
8 slashing damage.
Bardal, please tell us a story.
Furious that he has been battered from pillar to post in the last few moments, Bardal pulls out all the tricks and begins slashing with Daysong and his other sword, hacking away chunks of this gelatinous fuck as he continues to just chop and chop and chop and chop and chop like a food processor until all that's left is a puddle of ooziness on the floor. And then he spits at it. So angry as he is. And when he turns around, the guys just see him covered in clear jelly, which he just wipes off his face with the back of his gauntlet. Nobody talks about this.
So now we're with Shaq. The automatons at the end of the corridor.
Shaq is going to dash to get into combat.
And Bardal attempts to stop him
I
to
was
shout
about
about
to say that,
traps.
You can certainly try. Yep, I'll allow that before the movement.
Shaq, don't go too far. Remember the swinging chainsaw that nearly took off my fine hair.
Okay, give me a persuasion check against... Let's do insight, I reckon, for Shaq.
9. Wow, it's really hit and miss today.
9.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. That's really super helpful for
Should
me.
we do that again? Do you want to roll off? Should we do that again?
Yeah, rollies. Do it.
20.
13.
Shaq, you are entirely persuaded by Bardal's pleas to stop charging up the corridor. Okay, for the sake of, seeing as you're stop and we're on Shaq's turn, I'm going to say that you guys are technically out of combat then at this point. So if you guys want to do like hit dice, do it now, like right now.
I'm going to use a hit dice, Dom.
Okay.
I've done the same.
I'm going to use my last hit dice then, Dom.
Okay.
Now the gelatinous cube is gone and everyone's kind of standing around, Bardal turns and... Terribly sorry about that rather large explosion there, everybody. I must say I panicked. Apparently I don't like small spaces. Still, Stormfather provides a boom.
When somebody puts their hand in a gelatinous cube to help, it's customary to accept the help and climb out like a normal person.
Terribly sorry, Croaky. I didn't see the hand as I was having a mild panic attack, and next time just pull me out, eh? But I appreciate the gesture. Thank you, Knight. I am not his favourite person.
At the end of the corridor, the automatons, you see them disappear around the corner. Moments later, there is a flash, a glow of light coming from the end of the corridor, and you can hear a voice just in the distance. Bomb defenses. And we will end it there.
Oh, fuck, that sounds ominous. I love it.
Doesn't it?
It sounds
just?
amazing. Yes, I want to be there now.
Finally, the final battle that Bardal's been holding himself back for. There'll be action surges and shit flying all over the place in a minute.
The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support: Darcy Thompson, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Nori Gosler, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika, SJ Phionics, Richard Ungermus, Rabbi Camel, Team Vander, Paris Hakar, Path Pursuit, Julia Zeno, Shovels, Mama Strange, Queenie, Liz Beckett, Axel Runholm, and Chris from North London.
Oh, you only level 3, Shovs?
Oh yeah, it made no sense for me to be
Yeah.
level 5, did it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
being
no,
a
you
squire
get,
and all, well, I don't want to
yeah.
be better than you, like,
Yet.
As your teacher, it would be the greatest thing of my life for you to be better than me, Shovs. You know,
Cool.
but that would make me the greatest teacher.
I
of
am
all
level
time.
5.
Let's put it this way: he took 75% of my hit points away.
Ooh. Oh my god, I might get to kill someone. Yes.
Hey, no.
Do it.
Do it.
He's turned into Conor McGregor. You'll do fucking nothing. That was Scouse, not Irish.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It had a bit of Scottish in there as well. So.
Oh, hi. No offence to our Scottish listeners, or Scouse, or Irish.
I'm cutting all of that out.
Can I just say I had to mute my mic when you said necromancy because
Oh,
I
yeah.
started chuckling
Absolutely
so
amazing.
hard.
Brilliant, yeah. So cool.
It was so good. So good.
Okay, so I can use superiority. Oh
You
my
can't-
god.
You can't if you can't say it.
No.
I thought I was going to kill 3 of you at 3 different points there. And by me, I mean the world. The world was good.
It's
I don't
all
know,
coming
Joy.
out now.
We're a team. Remember that.
Go team.
In fairness, though, I'm actually with you with your comment because you did less damage to me than Bardal did.
Lore.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our link tree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.